Hello. Hi. What is this now? What's happening? Hello. It needs to sound in here like we've got entrepreneurs, guys. Small business owners, right? So we're going to try that again. Hello. That's it. Hi, guys. So, that's me. Ain't you cute, eh? Hi, guys. My name is Nicolette Mashile. I am also known as Nicolette Mashile. I mean, I don't have an alias, but some people call me the financial bunny. I do personal finance or consumer finance education. But I did not wake up and start doing that, right? I'm from Bushbuckridge, guys. How? No shout out, Yana. Yes. So I just want to quickly tell you a story. As I said, I'm from Bushbuckridge, and Bushbuckridge is far. Let's start there. Let's just be fair. It's very far, right? Growing up, Bushbuckridge didn't have a mall, cinema, zero. The closest cinema is it's now in White River, but it's still a barnyard theater. So the next one is M020 Mall. It's a good hour. Now, I don't know if you want to take a girl out on a date to the movies. It doesn't work, right? So I didn't grow up watching cinema. I didn't grow up watching movies at the cinema. And also, you see when you guys complain about load shedding, and you're like, yo, load shedding. Some of us have known it all our lives. So the generator was always at home, and it's something that we've always had at home. And it only came on at 7 o'clock at night. You can obviously imagine what comes on at 7 o'clock, right? It's the news. So we only got to watch TV when the news were playing. Okay, sharp. Then I ended up in boarding school. I went to an Afrikaans boarding school. Fun. There's no TV there either. Eh? Afrikaans people don't watch TV. I'm just joking. So the first time that I went to a cinema was at age 13. Went to watch Deep Blue Sea. First time I watched a movie. But I've just never had an interest, which is weird because I ended up on TV. But TV is not a thing for me, right? Fast forward a couple of years ago, 2016, I tried to buy a house. Yo, bingy papa. Tried to buy a house. I was an employee. I was working for a company called Nitrogen Advertising. The house was 4 million rand. I don't know why I thought that was going to be cute. I couldn't afford it, I knew. But I was going to try anyway. So I had saved up a deposit. I had saved up 1 million rand and 250,000. I walked in. The real estate agent was absolutely amazing. She showed me the house. The house was absolutely stunning. Guys, let me just tell you, I'm a village girl, ne? When I say I come from Bushbuckridge, that's fancy. I actually come from a village called Mpenya Chachi, right? So I'm very village. So you walk into this suburban house. It is absolutely stunning. It's got a walk-in fridge. We know walk-in fridge from Tops, don't even lie. It's got a walk-in fridge. It's got a cinema room. It's got a laundry room. It's got all the works. I mean, I literally fell in love with the house the moment I walked in. So, of course, when she gave me the offer to purchase, also known as the OTP, I signed it. Nicely footing. Also proud of myself. I was like, ooh, girl, you buying a house. The next day, called my bank, said to my bank, listen, I need 2,750,000 rand. Can you hook up a sister? And the lady on the bank started laughing. She was like, how you're playing. How much do you want? Okay, sharp. She said to me, look, Nicolette, if we give you this money, you're going to end up working for this house. So I then decided, you know what, actually, I don't want your house. I'm okay in my flat. Picked up the phone, called the real estate agent. I said, listen, Maria, I no longer want your house. She said to me, sorry, sweetie, that's not how it works. When you sign an offer to purchase, if there is a bank that is willing to give you the loan, it becomes a legally binding document. You got to buy it. So she said, you need to send me all your documents So we can check if any of the banks are going to decline you. Sent through my docs. I was confident because I was like, if my own bank is saying no, why will the other bank say yes? And rightfully so. 3 of the banks came back and said no. But guess what? My own bank came back with an approval. Came back with an approval over 30 years. Great interest rates of 9.76. So, I mean, interest rate-wise, I was pashash. But it was over 30 years. I was going to end up paying 5 million rand in interest. Overall, I was going to end up paying 8 million rand. I had to bring in lawyers to get out of the situation. Eventually, I had legal counsel that helped me, and I got out of the situation. But I had to settle 125,000 rand. I had to settle because when I signed the offer to purchase and the bank was willing to give me a loan, what the real estate agent does is they take the house off the market. So what they claimed is loss of potential, not real, potential income when they took the house off the market. So I lost 125,000 rand as a lump sum, taking out what I had to pay the lawyers. So now I want to ask you a question. My lack of knowledge for movies, does it make a difference in my life? I don't know Titanic, I've never watched it. The Notebook, what, The Matrix, people are flying, bullets are curving. But not knowing financial literacy, does that change your life? Yeah, I lost 125,000 rand in one go. What can 125,000 rand do for your business today? Yo! And that's the reality of money. And most of us, we are entrepreneurs, but we don't understand money. We don't get it. Let's just have a fair conversation. I say, yes, man. We know money when we want funding. We say, ooh, South African funding is so difficult. South African funding is this, it's that, it's that, it's that. Yeah. Because money doesn't just grow on trees, guys. They lied. It really doesn't grow on trees. So by the time an investor says, yes, I'm going to give you my money, you must understand that they must have some sort of interest in your business, right? So some of us are taking half-pregnant, half-baked businesses to investors and we want them to give us money. Because we don't understand the value of money. And I think the other problem is that we make money the biggest thing in our business. And money is actually on the bottom of the list when it comes to your business. So I want to speak about the confessions of new money. The reality is that most of us sitting in this room, all the money we've got is new money to us. That's not money. Simple as that. We don't have money. So the money that we have is new money. And it's new money because we need to redefine what money means in our lives. There are way too many people that think money is a thing that sits here and here's your life. Like, we consult. You got to consult it once in a while and say, hello, money. Are we good this month? And then money's like, no, my friend, it's like the same as last month. And you're like, eish, okay, I'll come back again at the end of the month. Many people do that. And if you're doing it in your personal life, you're doing it in your business. Fact. Because a lot of people think just because a business has got a different registration number, all of a sudden, you are not influencing it as the entrepreneur. The reality is there's nothing wrong with entrepreneurship. There's everything wrong with the way we entrepreneurs deal with our capital and our money. Also because we believe that capital is only financial. So that's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about the confessions of new money. I want to say to you, re-look at the way you look at your money. The money in your business, the capital in your business, the different types of capital in your business. Tell you a story quick, fast. My second business, essentially. I went into my first business was with a boyfriend, guys. Ish. I mean, it's complicated. That's all I can say. But my second business, I was the luckiest person in the world. I was working in an advertising agency, and we were, after school is after school, ne? So if you want to meet me after school today, bottom field, and we are going to box each other for what I'm about to tell you now, I'm ready for you. I was actually on an agency that worked for Sunral. So e-tolls. and I'm not stressed. So we work for Sunrail, and you guys know 2013, we switched on the e-tolls, and it exploded in Sunrail's face. So what we were hired to do is try and reposition or re-establish who Sunrail actually is. So marketing got I think the budget was 300 million. And we had zero expertise. Our agency that they had hired had zero expertise. And I can stand here today and say it because they don't pay my salary anymore. We didn't know what we were doing, to be quite honest, if we're having an honest conversation. But there were great opportunities for anybody that wanted to come in. So we subcontracted a lot of the work we were doing to outside suppliers. And luckily, because we were a small business, there was never like a procurement, vendor form. We just said, Mgani, can you cook my fat cakes? We need fat cakes for the next event. And Mgani could cook fat cakes and I'd hire Mgani. So it was good. But it was very, very difficult because we also were understaffed as an agency. My bosses did not envision the amount of work that was going to be needed. So I decided to resign. When I resigned, they tried to bribe me with a salary. So I said to my bosses, stop the lorry, I'm not that girl. We're not playing like that. Me, I want a business within your business. That's what I said to them. They said, what do you mean you want a business in a business? I said, well, we're already subcontracting all the work. Can I become the brand activations person? Because in a way, when I'm sitting in status meetings, I'm the one who's being briefed. Then I must still go and brief at that party. Why are we creating 30,000 middlemen? Let me do it. Make me your enterprise development company. Guys, I sat there with a straight face. I was like, yeah, I'm serious. And I thought they were going to tell me, yeah, you're playing. But because my bosses also didn't know what they were doing, they were like, sharp. I was like, Ekes Benekant. I am within. And that's what I ended up doing. Created a company called Bunch of Winners. And let me tell you, as I said, where I was working, they didn't know what they were doing. At some point, they had to, you must fill in compliance, what do you call B compliance forms. But you've got to show that you've supported your enterprise development. One day, my boss comes to me, I'm frustrated. Pamphlets have been printed in the wrong color. He comes to my desk, he says, we have to give you 300,000 rand. I said, what? He says, we have to give you 300,000 rand because that's what BE compliance says. I said, sheesh, okay. I said, my friend, can I give you my bank account? He said, no, you got to invoice us with the company. That was the first time in my life that I found myself in a situation where I had mentally, through network, created funding that I did not need to go and look out for. I know it sounds like an exception to the rule, but it's not. A lot of us think that's what, we think that we need to be in the right spaces at the right time and know the right people. The only correct one there is know the right people at the end. Gotta know people. Robert Kiyosaki himself says that rich people, network. The rest of us, we work. And we work very hard. Right? But is it all about money? Is it? I'm asking you guys. Is business all about money? It's not? Why is it not, my brother? It's about what? Beautiful. The gentleman in front with the nice suits. Babes. Come on now. Says it's also about value. Value creation is so important. If you want to run a successful business, your bottom line can't be money. It's got to be value. Somebody says to me, Nicolette, you do financial education. I mean, you guys leave really nice comments under my YouTube. And some of you tell me my teeth are skew. I went and got braces, by the way. Because, just because I can stand in front of a camera, doesn't my self-esteem is that high, eh? You guys told me my teeth are skew. But I got braces anyway, and thank you to that person because you helped me. My teeth look amazing. So, some I get there is, how did you get to do this? A black girl in South Africa doing financial education. I got to do it because I added value to my own life. I didn't know money. I had lost 125,000 rand, and I was like, never again. Never again will I find myself in a situation where I'm losing money. And then I said, but why did you lose money? And then I was like, because you didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know an offer to purchase was a legally binding document. So I was like, okay, so where does the value lie? The value lies in the fact that I don't know. Can I change it? Yes. So what do I need to do? I need to get more knowledgeable in financial education. And then I was like, but if I don't know, there's probably 10 other people that don't know. So I started speaking to my friends. Hey, my friends know nothing about money, guys. You know what's worse? Even now, when I do finance, they still don't know. So I spoke to my friends, and I realized that my friends don't know. And I was like, that's it. On says Benekant Vier. Because here's the business. It was sitting right in front of me. Let me tell you, I didn't know how to monetize it. Because I know zero about digital. Joe, who was on the ideas track, I think, Joe Human, he's a friend of mine. And I know he always looks at me suspect whenever I send him things because he's like, wow, how does Nicolette just not understand digital media? I don't get it, and I'm okay with not getting it, but I'll get there because when I start to see the value there, don't worry, I'm in. So I realized that I don't know how to monetize this thing. I don't know how to make money, but I knew that it was a solution because the problem was right there in my face. I had gone to school, I speak English, and you can hear my English. Come on now. I don't speak that. Speak. En ek praat ook suiwer Afrikaans. Hi, dis doen ons kuluma. Hi, dis kolka diastet. Das changa nation das kiba sesi. So I'm not talking about somebody that didn't have access to things. I had access to information, had access to technology, but I didn't know money. So the problem was there. And if I had that problem, it meant that 10,000 other people in this country had the same problem. So what did I do? I just started creating. I knew the value. I knew where the value lay. The value was giving people finance in a language they understand. I mean, how many times do you go to the bank and it sounds like they are speaking a different language? You're like, sorry, what? Sorry, what? Or you read a contract and you're like, no, man. Come on, man. There's a better word for gearing, man. There's a better word for amortization. Come on, guys. Okay? Even people in England who speak English don't know these words. Stop playing with us. So that's what I did. I created value, and value became my bottom line. The second part of my bottom line was impact. Impact was my second line. Because what you do with your business must touch somebody. It must have impact. Even if you have not classified yourself as a social entrepreneur or as a social enterprise, what you do, the business that you actually are putting out there must have a story. Often you find people whose businesses don't have stories. People are just selling, Jay. Why are you selling? Nicolette said you must have additional income streams. And that thing will trap you. Let me tell you, straight up. It will never grow. It will stay an income stream. It will never become a business. It's very important to understand that. Impact is important. If you're making shoes, I speak to Theo Baloyi. He's making Batu. He's got a story. Know the story. Understand the story. The story will inspire you. Very important. I'm moving very fast, guys. These ones just look pretty. I don't know what the slide is about. I'm just joking, guys. It's about capital. Where is your hidden capital? A lot of us, I don't know if you know Garrett Gunderson, the guy who wrote The Sacred Cows, the book, The Sacred Cows. He talks about when he wrote The Sacred Cows, he had no budget for marketing. Zero. You know how our movies in South Africa are done? Something similar to that. You know, South African movies never have a marketing budget. You just hear someone says the movie didn't do well in cinema, and you're like, where's the trailer? Huh? What type of a movie has no trailer? You're just putting out movies in Jack. Huh? billboard that says coming soon. Ah, come on, guys. Ah, come on. Ah, come on, guys. Seriously? You know, they say marketing, if you don't have marketing in your business, like winking at a girl in a dark room. You're busy winking, she can't see you. So he speaks about this book, and he speaks about how he had zero budget. But he had one thing. He had social capital. So what he did is he picked up the phone and he called his mentor. His mentor happened to be somebody that was actually running enterprises, many businesses. And he said to his mentor, I'm sorry to do this to you. And the mentor said, I understand immediately. He said, I understand. He didn't even give him a chance to say what it is that he wanted to do. He said, Garrett, I understand. And he said to Garrett, how many books do you want? How many books must I buy? That's how the book became one of the best-selling books. He said, I didn't need to do any marketing. I tapped into my social capital. I called up people and I said, okay, I've got a book. It's coming out. Can you buy it? Called out businesses. Most of us have social capital. Sitting right next to you, some of you don't even know who's sitting next to you. Look to the person next to you and say, hello. Most of us don't know. When I left Nitrogen, I didn't leave on a good footing. Left Nitrogen in 2016. I woken up and I decided, damn it. These ones don't pay me enough. And you know your employer will never pay you enough, eh? And I said I wasn't getting paid enough. By the way, I left 115,000 Rand a month. I walked away from it. That's how much money they were paying me per month. Because they were bribing me to stay. I walked away from it because I was like, check out your phones, guys. Go to calculate and calculate. I want you to calculate. What is 115,000 minus? Okay, let's, hey, you know maths is a bit tricky. I was working there I was arriving at work from 7 o'clock to 7. So I was doing 12 hours a day. 12 hours multiplied by 5, 16, eh? Because I was working 5 days a week, not 4. Multiply that by 4. So I was working for 240 hours. Is my math right? And then now you take 115 and you divide it by 240. Look at the amount. 479. I saw some that. I said, what? I can make 500 Rand just from standing on the corner. Why am I going to be? In as much as it looked like they were paying me a lot, they were not. Fact. But because of the nature of the job, there was no opportunity for me to do anything else. So I looked at my hours, I looked at how much I was being paid, I looked at what else can I do during those hours, and I was like, Ahuna next. So this job is not worth it. Remember, you guys are entrepreneurs. But when you speak and you sit with your friends, you got to remind them that they are entrepreneurs too. Because people that work in employees, they don't believe they are entrepreneurs. But they really are. Because what we all have that we've been God-given for freely is time. What you do is, because all of us start at the same zero median. Or what is that in English word, median? We start at zero, but we get time. We get 24 hours in a day. Now the question is, why does your hour look different from my hour? The question is, if you work in engineering, your hour is more important to an engineering firm than my hour. I can go there with my diploma in sports and say, I'm here. I can give you 9 hours. And they're going to be like, yeah, I know we're good. But you, with your PhD in engineering, when you go there and you say, here's my 9 hours, they're like, okay, we can negotiate with you. It's a product they're willing to buy. So I looked at my 12 hours, in fact, and I was like, at 479, you guys are playing. I told my boss, I walked in and I said, because he was like, but you're running your business from here. I said, yo, sweetie, that's different. That's my business. That's got nothing to do with Nicolette. If you allow me to run my business, I'll still run my business without being here. Don't worry. So, as I said, left on a sour, term? Because they cut my business totally. Chwa! Cut me out of the, whatever they were doing. But, they didn't know that I was a seed. Let me tell you what I did. Me, I don't play, eh? The fact is, my bosses might have been very angry that I left, but my client was not. My client was very sad because I had made a mark on my client. So, 2017, sent my clients a proposal. I said, listen, Back to the City is coming. 20,000 young people. You guys do road safety. Let's hook up a road safety activation. He said, how much? I quoted him triple, because he doesn't know the prices. Kaloko, I was doing them when I was at Nitrogen. I got Zaziana, so I'm shang a triple, signed off. Went back to my company and said, you guys have to pay me. I'm going to invoice you guys. Social capital. Capital. You don't burn your bridges, but when you need to burn your bridges, you burn them and you move. But you got to make sure that the people that are in your life, you got to understand. You know, we've got this thing, Tina. Last week on Daily Theta, we were talking about friendships. And we said, some of us like these trauma bonding friendships. And then some of us find the right friends. Guys, it's okay to find friends that have networks, eh? Don't let people lie to you and make you a bad person. We must all win. We can't have one person in the team winning and then everybody else is traumatic for that person. You're carrying everybody on the shoulders. So when you make friends, you got to look at them in the eye and say, what do you bring to the table? Because we only wait to do it with partners. We have to ask our partners, what do you bring to the table? You got to ask your friends, the people that are in your life, because you're an average of 5 people that you hang around with. If that average is weighing you down, you got to leave. Abangani abapeli. Facts. You got to make the right connections. If I played rugby with Patrice Motsepe's son, or my son plays rugby with Patrice Motsepe's son, when my son now needs an internship, I'm calling Patrice. Hey, remember at Michael House? You know, oranges, you know. So it's important to understand that capital is not just the financials. The social capital. And social capital is very, very important. Guys, this one I want to put this down. Hey man, can you guys let go of this reduce? You know personal finance in this country. Everybody's like, oh, you got to cut down. Oh, you got to do this. Oh, you got to stop doing that. Hey, drink your coffee if you want coffee. Go buy your coffee there at the shop. It's your money. You can only reduce so much until you are miserable. Your life is going to be such a dud. As an entrepreneur, they say, don't buy the nicest car when you make money. Hey, if you want the nicest car, go buy the nicest car. That's your problem. It's your money. Go buy the nicest car if you must. But you must know what you're doing, Kaloko. The pie is big enough, guys, for all of us. And if there is not enough pie, bake more pie. It's as simple as that. You better add some more ingredients. You got to bake some more pie. All of us in this room eating that one small pie. No, we must get other people to bake more pies and put them on the table so we can all eat. And it's the same thing in your life. You can't keep reducing. Hey, imagine you've got a successful business. Hey, successful business, but you must still be cooking your own pap. You should be negotiating deals during the pap cooking and let someone else cook the pap and pay them. There are things called money dials. We speak about money dials. As an entrepreneur, you need to know what is your business's money dial. What is important for my business financially? Is it me reducing and keep reducing, or is it us actually scaling the business and growing the business and making the business pop? And how do you do that? We come back to what this gentleman said, value. If you add more value, you get more customers. Whether you like it or not, sometimes it's even a curse. They just come. They say, Nicolette. I was telling somebody the other day, last week, I was like, you know, it's so funny, the way people trust me with their money issues. And sometimes I don't even know what I'm doing with mine. And I'm like, hey, that's tough. It's tough. So I want us to move away from the reduction mentality and move to a production mentality. Because the reduction mentality speaks about scarcity. The reduction mentality says, when you, in your business, get invited by a client and they say, here's a job, here's a project, can you do this for us? And you know you don't have the capacity, you are still going to take that job. You're going to do a bad job about it and you don't become a repeat service provider. But when you've got a production mentality, you say to client, listen, right now, I don't have the capacity, but Utembi does. Because now you're building your social network. Because next time Tembi can't do a job, and she's in New York having oysters at the bar, she calls you. She says, client, don't worry, I've got somebody that I know who can do the job. Let go of scarcity mentality, guys. When you're an entrepreneur, scarcity mentality is going to take you absolutely nowhere. But you've got to first deal with your scarcity mentality within your personal spaces. Because if you have scarcity mentality in your personal finances, it's going to translate into your business. Remember, who you are in your personal life is going to be in your business, whether you like it or not. You're going to start pushing your CFO around. You're going to start pushing HR lady around. You're going to tell her who to hire. You're going to tell marketing, you don't like these colors, I don't like that color. I don't have expertise, but you, because it's you. Runway. What is your financial runway? So basically, your financial runway is basically how much money do you have versus how many, it is. How many months do you have left that you can fund your life? How many months says how many months do you have in your business? If projects had to stop, 3 months. She's got 3 months. Who's got more than 3 months? Anybody? Yes, ma'am. A year. I'm sure Lynn answer you. A year. That's fantastic. What is your business's financial runway? It's very important because that means you've got cash flow. Cash flow is very important in a business because if you don't have cash flow, if you don't have liquidity, you can't take advantage of opportunities. A lot of us can't take advantages of opportunities because we don't have a business financial runway. You've got to take that money, you've got to put it somewhere where it's going to generate income, but it's accessible to you. It's the same as having an emergency account in your personal life. I'm going to move a little bit faster. The white people thing's not working. I don't know what's happening. Oh, there. You're moving China and you're gone. Let's talk a little bit about personal finance. Comrades, your money personality is going to translate into your business. You've got to be aware of your money personality. Putuam, what's your money personality right now? How is, babes? It's okay. My brother, what's your money personality? You're still figuring it out. Sister, with the nice phone and the nice glasses, what's your money personality? You're not sure yet. Ma'am, with the beautiful hair, green, your money personality. You don't have one. It's important, ladies and gents, to know your money, these lights, to know your money personality. Because your money personality, we see it there by your business. You see a lot of people, you log into their bank account, and they've got 3 million in their bank account. And you're like, hey man, what are you doing with 3 million rand in your business bank account? No, I'm just waiting for opportunities. No, you are what we call an amasser. You like to see money in your business account. It makes you feel like you've got self-worth or the business has got worth. You are probably that person at parties when you start having 5 tequilas, you start showing people your balance. Because if it's there, somebody must see it, Kalo. You're an amasser. Your personality is somebody that is attaching money to self-worth or business worth. Now, of course, I'm not saying just chuck out your money. But it's important to remember that idle money is bored money. Bored money, gone money. Any money that is sitting bored is going to leave you. Just like a partner, they will leave you. Trust. Some of them will be nice. He's nice. She's nice. Hey, but you are bored. Even money sitting in the bank account is like, hey, this account is boring. Because it's not moving. There's no party. There's no risk. It's just chilling there. It's eventually going to leave. Because you're eventually going to find reasons for it to leave that are not attached to the business. So you're going to start stealing from your business. A lot of us do that. We're thieves. We steal. I can even assure that there's no one in this room who do. We probably all need to be prosecuted for stealing from our businesses. Ma? Huh? You just take. So you know that at CIPC, you actually register a business name. You create what is called a juristic person. So when you, as a natural person, go into your bank accounts, the juristic bank account, and you transact, you are stealing. Unless you sign a loan that says shareholder is borrowing from business. Hey, we are John. See, it's too much. Guys, no. Let's go back to this gentleman's point. Guys, you got to run your businesses like businesses, eh? You can't run like a spaza shop. You can't just take money, guys. Comrades, no, guys. Please, I'm going to raise this one. Let's not take money from our businesses, guys. Okay, sharp. Let's move on. Then there is the avoider. The avoider personality, people who avoid money issues at all costs. Then they come to me and say, Nicolette, I'm self-employed. I want to buy a property. Can I go buy a property at the bank as a self-employed person? And I'm like, sure. Why not? Then I'm like, send me your pay slips. But I'm self-employed. Yeah, send me your pay slips. How can I pay slip? Zero pay slip. Okay, send me the letter that the accountant has written to say, you take this much salary every month. No letter. Then I'm like, send me a copy of your financials. No financials. Then I'm like, okay, sharp. Send me your IT-34 from SARS. Something from SARS that says it's income and you've declared. Zero. Because you've just decided to avoid. You're acting like the business doesn't. Funny enough, you complain when the business doesn't make money. That time you know the business is not making money. But when it comes to you sorting out the business financials, you could not be bothered. How are you going to run a business if you don't know what's happening financially in your business? Now, I'm not saying we must all become bookkeepers, because let me tell you, accounting is boring. You know when two men are standing in front of you, you can immediately see which one is an accountant. I'm just joking. It's just a joke, laughy, ha. It's important to make sure that you don't become an avoider. And if you are an avoider, recognize that you've got an avoider personality and then go and find the right professional to do your finances. Simple as that. Right, let's move on. Big spender, mureki. Yes! You know when I'm mureki, definitely. You got a spender personality, you love to spend. And there's nothing wrong with spending, guys. But what are you spending on? Hey, you must spend, you must tanga. But it can become detrimental to your business. Because some of us think we must just buy. And I'll talk about the 4 types of expenses just now. So recognize when you are a big spender, even in your personal capacity. Because you're going to do that with the business. Because you think, no, but I'm just taking 300 rand. I'm just allocating this invoice to the business. But that's to fix your geyser in your house. Where does the business enter? You're a big spender. Then there's the money monk. The holier than thou people. I'm a Christian, but they are those money Jesus people who like to quote verses and say, money is the root of all evil. Go read the Bible again. It doesn't say that. It says money, the love of money, is the root of all evil. So there's nothing wrong with money. Stop quoting us Bible verses at parties. When we are there by Diamond Walk in Sentence, stop quoting us Bible verses. Please, man, allow us to enjoy our money. Okay? Can you imagine? You're going to be a miserable millionaire, billionaire, who forever is telling us about, relax. Money is meant to be spent. It's how you spend. That's important. So, again, coming back to you in your personal capacity are going to translate into your business. So you've got to recognize what type of a personality you've got. And remember, money personalities change. They change over time. Vele, when you've got no responsibilities, it's okay to be a money amasa. You don't have anyone, you're not taking care of anybody, money's just chilling in your bank account, it's all good. But you need to be able to recognize the money personality in the different stages of your life. Because as life changes, your personality also changes. Very important, right? Let's move. Hey. All right. Yeah, that one I don't know what it's about. So I'm going to move. Oh, okay. Fancy. Oh, it's the velocity equation. There's a thing called the velocity equation, right? It's very important for businesses. I know that it gets preached in personal finance, but it's a very important part of your business because the velocity equation basically puts you on the move at all times in your business. There was a business earlier in last year or 2 years ago. Oh, no, let's talk about Corona. It's here. Remember Philip is here? What? 2010? Corona is here. So, Corona is here. People can't travel. People can't export. People can't import. It's rough. So what do? Let's say you are in that type of business where you need to speak to the world or you need to go and fetch your supplies from the world. What do? Ma'am, what do? I was next. You're doing that, brother. What are you going to do? What's this plan that you are making, brother? Okay. Yes. Okay. 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 He made a plan. Says that they were shipping cameras, ne? Cameras, they need to get them back into South Africa, ne? So they changed courier companies. Make a plan. But often it's important to make the plan before the plan. Gotta make the plan before the plan. If your business gets cut and you can no longer supply what you supply, what now? Do you stop trading? Do we stop trading? So what is your business's velocity plan? What's going to keep the business moving despite the fact that there may be issues? Kaloko, they say you mustn't carry your problems on your face. Do you know how nice it is to be able to run a business and then clients, clients are actually rude. Let's have a fair conversation. First of all, they pay us late, which is already a problem. But they've got this thing of, they invite you to a meeting. You sit there, they give you this big proposal on this big project that's coming. You're like excited, they're like, yes, you're on board. And then the next 2 weeks, crickets, nothing. Now you don't know how to write that email to say, you want to find out what's happening, but you don't know how to write. So we were just wondering if that project is still on track. And then they don't respond. Then they come back after like 2 months where you've declined other work and say to you, budget constraints. Do you know how nice it is that that does not affect you? But that's because you've got velocity in your business. Your business is moving. Because you've put in other things that are outside of what your business's core is. So how do you do that? If you don't want to run a secondary business, you invest, comrades. You invest. You do what is called investing. I know we don't like to invest. I don't know what we're afraid of. Investing is basically preserving the value of your current capital and hoping that it grows. But we've been taught in South Africa, don't get debt. Because people then say to me, I don't have a disposable income to invest. But you see, in South Africa, we get told, don't invest, right? That's what a lot of us get told. Don't invest. But if you buy a 300,000 rand apartment, you buy a 300,000 rand apartment, you buy it at, let's say you get it, the value of it is 300,000, you get it at 200,000 rand. You take out a loan for 200,000 rand. Your payments every single month are, let's say, 2,000 rand. You get somebody to come in and rent it out, they pay you rent of 2.5. How much debt do you actually have? Anybody? Must I repeat? I spoke fast. Ma? Huh? A bit. Oh, repeat. You're buying a property of 300,000 rand. But you get it at 200,000 rand. You take out a loan at 200,000 rand. Your repayments for the loan are 2,000 every month. You get a tenant that pays you 2,500 every month. How much is your debt? In actual fact, you're doing really well. But in South Africa, we say, don't take up debt. No, what they should be saying is, don't take up destructive debt. Your business makes no money if the money is sitting in the bank account and you are earning 6%. Because that's how banks work. Banks tell us to be we must be very cautious with what we do with our money. But they're scammers. They are not cautious with what they do with your money. They take your money that you've deposited and borrow her with her terrible credit score and pray to God that she's going to pay them back. Is that being cautious? They give you back 4%. Here they're charging 27%. So who's making money here? Them and banks. But they're doing it in a legal framework. So essentially they're doing nothing wrong. The problem is we don't know. And when you don't know, anyone can run circles around you. It's important to have that velocity so you don't get circles. Have you ever been troubled by a partner? Let me tell you, when I stop doing financial education, I'm going to do a YouTube channel on how boys have played me. Hey, because boys will play you, eh? Come on, man. I don't know why it's not coming. Oh, we've done this one. Idle money is board money. Board money is gone money. It ties back again to investing. Then you've got to look at your business and ask yourself, where are your lazy and stagnant assets? Money that does not produce money. Processes that are not producing growth. How many of us sit with unnecessary processes in our business? Hey, no, I must be the only one who can send the OTP to make payments. What? So payments must wait because when you're on a flight and we can't get the OTP, what's it called, an OTP? That number. Now we can't do that because you don't trust the people that you put in your business. Now payments can't be made. Now the order is late. Business is failing because you are ngangarelering that OTP like this. You've got HR who does payroll, but you still want to sign off on payroll. What are you doing? Huh? You've got processes that are not producing growth in the business. Klar. You've got people who are assets in your company that are stagnant and lazy, but you are making them stagnant and lazy. You've got time on your hands. And if you've got time on your hands and your time is lazy and stagnant, your business is not growing. Entrepreneurs believe that profit is what matters most in new enterprises, but profit is secondary. Cash flow matters the most. Your business has to have cash flow, comrades. Because when your business cash flow, when an opportunity arises, you are in. You are not still saying, hey, let me go to the People's Fund. Go like with 200,000. They make you jump through 30 hoops. Cash flow. I'll move away from cash flow because, wow, I talk a lot. There are 4 types of business expenses. There's what we call destructive business expenses. Destructive business expenses are those expenses that make you look good to the rest of us. You look nice. You drive a German luxury. You look nice. You look very nice. You wear Gucci. You look nice. You're glowing. Your Instagram is popping. We're giving you likes. But when the end of the month comes, hey, you're by yourself. Then there's what we call lifestyle expenses. Guys, lifestyle expenses are important. Don't skim away from lifestyle expenses. If you need to go on holiday, take your money. If it means you must take it as a business loan from your business, take it and go on holiday. Because that's what rejuvenates your mind. You can't be a tired entrepreneur who's forever tired. Everybody's making you angry at work. You're shouting at everyone, hey, why didn't you close the fridge? Hey, relax, the fridge closes on its own. Because you're tired. Take the holiday. Plan for it, take it. It's important. Right? Economic independence is achieved at the rate in which you convert your assets into sustainable cash flow. The ultimate goal is not to accumulate a large net worth, but rather to enjoy a healthy cash flow. And I know now I'm going against what personal finance says. Because personal finance says you need to have a good cash net worth. But do you know that there are poor people with great net worths? Because all their money is tied up in assets. A person can't even buy themselves a pie and a Coke. They first have to go sell a property to do that. Because I want a cash flow. Your business has no cash flow. You can't take advantage of anything. You are miserable half of the time. How then do you retire in your business? So, there's one I jump. Productive expenses. Productive expenses is the type of expense that I just spoke about with the 300,000 rand house. You leverage debt so that it can buy you equity, so that that loan can produce you more money. Yes, Vela, when you buy the German luxury, and the German luxury does not give you back anything. But if it gives you lifestyle, my friend, go ahead. Because let's also have an honest conversation, guys. And I know that people in finance don't want to have this conversation. But people do take you seriously when you take yourself seriously. Fact. But don't drown. But take yourself seriously. You can't arrive at a business event looking like you forgot where you were going. Right? You can't arrive smelling like oil. So if you're going to buy a car, buy a reliable car. It's important. When you take out a pen, you can't be that one doing this. You gotta have a pen that writes. It's important. So those things are important, but at the end of the day, it's about balancing yourself out. Understanding who you are when money is involved. Understanding your money personality. And the last thing I want to speak a little bit is about retiring in your business. But I want to speak about my dad. My dad is currently, he's turning 62 this year. He retired. My dad used to work for the government. He retired. He's a civil engineer by profession. He's got the highest qualification in civil engineering. But something is amiss. He retired last year. We have 4 kids. Bridget is the eldest. She lives in Kempton Park. I live in Princeton. My sister is in final year at Vega, and the other one is in boarding school. So essentially, nobody lives at home, except for my mom and him now. It's a shame for my mom. But let me tell you what he's doing. We are extender. He's extending the house. He's added rooms. He's tiling the rooms. He's adding air cons. He's putting in electric gates. I'm like, sweetie, this is a little late now. You know that ad by Sanlam that says, people are growing older and older. They're living longer and longer. My friend, please, you're going to live long. Don't do what you're doing. Take your money and put it there and wait. In actual fact, he should be moving to a smaller house. But we don't do that, especially Tina. We keep accumulating even into our retirement. He's busy. He's busy. And you can see he's got money because he's laughing all the time. Hey, the ANC, man. I'm like, this one's going to become a liability for me. I can see. That is why entrepreneurship is important. Entrepreneurship gives you an income and it gives you an asset. It's something that builds generational wealth. When you are putting together your wealth architecture, entrepreneurship is one of the building blocks that come into it. So the fact that you are here today and the fact that you've decided to be an entrepreneur is already a magnificent thing in its own. But you've got to be a good entrepreneur. We can't be embarrassing South Africa. When we hear statistics like South African entrepreneurs fail in the first 100 days. No. We need to stop that culture. That is not us. We already live in poverty. We must make businesses work. We have to. But the problem is we're going into business because we think it's the right thing to do. It's not. It's the only thing we can do to solve issues. If you're going to go into business because somebody, Nicolette said, you need an additional income stream, so you're like, hey, it's going to take some amascopas. It's going to trap you that thing. You must sell amascopas because people like amascopas, and amascopas help with constipation or whatever. Got to solve business, you've got to solve economic issues, got to solve social issues, got to solve cultural issues. People can't speak their own languages. Go and become a language expert and start a business that teaches these kids to speak their languages. Have you heard the Zulu that's being spoken? Come on, guys. The only way you're going to be able to retire in your business is when you treat your business as part of the retirement plan. But then you've got to have a business that you can pass on. Because how many of us, we had a conversation with Maps, and he said to me that for us, it's going to take a couple of generations for us to reach where everybody else is. And entrepreneurship affords us that opportunity. But we can only do it if we're good entrepreneurs. And with that, I'm going to buy out. Thank you.